Good morning and welcome to hashtag Tuesday Tidbits. I'm happy to be here. This is a fun topic for me. I think it will be for you too, because as I was looking at this idea here, I was thinking that there's some opportunities that we're missing when we're trying to communicate. Because we're so much of us working from home now, not seeing people face to face, and yet still trying to get our business to move forward, we have to learn to be better digital communicators. And there are all sorts of mistakes that we can make, but on some of these, there are really some easy ways to correct them. So I wanted to talk about three of them today as I was doing my research. These seem to pop up more than anything else. Some of these I'm sure you've heard before, but I think if you're in sales, you want to be understood, not misunderstood. And so just a little bit of effort on a few things can really help you make that happen. So here's our three for today. First one is and remember, we're talking about digital communication. So it's not just on Facebook. We're also talking about text and messenger and emails. It's where you're really not face to face with people. Okay. So first one is avoid typos. Avoid typos. You need to realize that typographical errors actually send a message. The reason is because they silently communicate some things about your emotional state as you send them. So if you're going along and you're sending something that's maybe a bit short and abrupt, and you have some typos in it, then it leaves the image with the person receiving it that you're sitting there just banging away at the keyboard, that you're so angry about things that you really can't communicate well. So if you're in a rush, it's best to spend a little bit of time creating this to make sure that you're avoiding those typos. The same thing is, I know sometimes you're in a situation where you just want to cut and paste. And that's okay if the message really fits multiple circumstances. Do the cut and paste. The thing to remember though is you want to make sure you don't repeat the typographical errors you have, or even just little content errors. That one that says, "Hello Rebecca, how are you doing?" and you're sending it to somebody named Sally. It just is not working. So cut and paste. You have to be real careful so you're not making those typographical errors. They send messages about your carelessness, about your anger, about your emotional state. So you want to make sure that you're having good messages like that. Secondly, emotionally proofread your messages. Emotionally proofread your messages. Now, the one thing we know is that when we write, our tone does not get expressed very clearly, right? And our tone is really, are we trying to be happy? Are we trying to be healthy? Are we trying to be helpful? Whatever it is, it doesn't get conveyed very clearly, right? The text that says, "We missed you at the meetings" could be taken a lot of different ways. It might be a, "We missed you at the meetings." It might be a, "Why weren't you at the meetings?" There's a lot of different ways that could be taken because the tone is not so easy to read. And so you need to emotionally proofread your messages. What is the tone that you're trying to say with this? It may mean you're going to switch a couple sentences around in the message. Maybe it means you're going to take out something that you put in there just at a spur of the moment. So whatever it is, help them to understand how you're feeling as you write that email. It'll go a long way towards being a better communicator. Third one for today, use richer communication channels. Use richer communication channels. Now, I know in sales there are two words that really kind of drive a lot of what we do sometimes: efficient and effective. Efficient and effective. Now, textual communication is really very efficient, right? You can just bang away, send it off, and you're done with it. Okay? It's not very effective, however. And that's part of the problem. You send that off and they aren't quite sure what you're asking about. Or maybe you have a typo. Maybe you're miscommunicating it. Maybe you're in your mind it refers to a previous conversation that they don't remember. It's hard to really be clear in terms of what you're communicating. So the more important the message, the more important it is to try and go upscale to get to more higher level communication. So if you're starting out with a post on your news feed in Facebook, for example, and somebody responds to you, take it to a private message just as quick as you can. If it's somebody that you've been communicating in Messenger, see if you can do a video chat with them through Messenger, or maybe pick up the phone, or maybe schedule a Zoom. Whatever it is, go to that next level of communication. What'll happen is you'll avoid a lot of those digital miscommunications that happen at the lower level text. So it's much easier to talk than it is to text. Now, it's not as efficient, right? You can speak about 160 to 180 words a minute, right? Most of us can't type that fast. In fact, most of us, I think excellent typists type right around 90 to 100 words a minute. And most of us really aren't even close to that, particularly trying to be error-free. So you can communicate more in the same amount of time. It may not seem as efficient, but your effectiveness is going to go way, way up because you're seeing face to face. You're seeing those facial expressions. You're having a chance to look puzzled. And when you look puzzled, the other person will start to correct what they're saying. They'll try to explain it a little more. They'll try to make sure you understand. So as much as you can, go to higher levels of communication. That's the best way to avoid those digital mistakes. I hope this was helpful today. As I was doing the research, I came across a bunch more of these. So if you'd like to hear more of these, if this is a topic that's of interest to you, do a hashtag more. Hashtag more will just make it real simple, and we'll pick up this topic again with some more of these ideas next week. Until then, have a great week and work on communicating more.